Let's be honest. Does anyone actually feel like they know what they're doing anymore? Between AI automations you didn't ask for, LinkedIn humble brags that feel more like boss battles, and tech changing faster than your coffee cools, it's no wonder you feel like you're lagging. But here's the truth. Nobody's telling you. You're not behind. The game just glitched. And that glitch? That's your opportunity. In this video, we're going to show you how to build a future-proof business in 2025 without selling your soul, joining a pyramid scheme, or waking up at 4 a.m. to journal your way to six figures. We're talking how to use AI without sounding like an AI, smart systems that scale without burnout, business models that fit you, not just some bro's blueprint, and how to build with boldness, creativity, and yes, some serious fun. If you're a side hustler, builder, rebel strategist, or late-night dreamer, this is your map. This isn't a step-by-step hand-holding video. It's part glitch theory, part game design, part future shock survival guide. So if you've ever thought, I want to build something, but I hate all the business advice out there, I know I'm smart, but I keep spinning my wheels, or what the heck do I even do with all these AI tools? You're in exactly the right place. Here at BreakGrid, we've helped creators, coaches, freelancers, and startup founders build without burnout using a blend of strategy, systems, and human-first tech. Founded by Yarrow Diamond, strategist, technologist, gamer at heart, and believer in building businesses that feel as good to run as they do to grow, the BreakGrid way is to break the mold. Build the future and have fun while doing it. And today, we're giving you the blueprint. In the next 60 minutes, you'll learn what's actually changing in the future of work, how to structure a business that works like a game, clear goals, real rewards, and fewer crashes, the AI stack I recommend for new founders, and how to start right now, even if you're broke, burned out, or just really over the noise. So grab your glitch goggles. Let's get into it. Remember when rise and grind was a flex? Yeah, turns out grinding is what happens when the gears aren't aligned. Hustle culture sold us the idea that success is just one more sleepless night away. But burnout isn't a business strategy. It's a system crash in slow motion. What's broken isn't work. It's the outdated rules we've been told to follow. Rules built for an economy that doesn't exist anymore. And while the system kept shouting, "Work harder," a glitch opened up, and a whole new game started running underneath it. Here's the thing. AI didn't just change how we work, it changed why we work. It exposed how much of our productivity was just busy work in disguise. Calendar Tetris, endless meetings, inbox zero worship. With automation on the rise, we're being forced to ask better questions. Not how much can I get done, but what should I be doing? What's worth my time, energy, and brain power? What can I offload so I can operate in my zone of genius? The shift now is from grind to growth, from overcommitment to intentional capacity building, from burnout as a badge to business models that build you up instead of bleeding you out. Traditional business theory says, write a business plan, forecast 5 years, stick to the plan. Gaming theory says, adapt fast, learn through play, expect the boss fight, find the Easter egg. And that's the shift we're seeing in work. It's more non-linear, it's more experimental. It rewards problem solvers, storytellers, and systems thinkers over just spreadsheets and structure. In a game, failure isn't the end. It's how you level up. You try, you tweak, you respawn, you get smarter. And in 2025, the smartest workers aren't just grinding XP, they're playing to win. With work that's gamified, mission-driven, and actually fun to do. Because, let's be real, if you've ever felt more alive raiding a dungeon or leveling up your sim than presenting to your boss about Q2 performance metrics, that's not because you're lazy. That's because games are designed better than work. Games are built with crystal clear objectives, real-time feedback, rewards that actually feel good, and rules you can strategically break. Work? It's often built like a foggy maze. No feedback, no level ups, just vibes. And that's the glitch. When you treat your workflow like a game, you unlock the mechanics that make humans want to keep going. progress that's visible, challenges that scale, autonomy to choose your path, and yeah, maybe a loot box or two. Okay, maybe not loot boxes, but definitely progress you can feel. In classic RPGs, your power depends on your class. Same goes for work. So, what's your player type? The strategist, the map reader, spots patterns, plans 12 moves ahead. The builder, architect of systems, gets joy from making things work smoother. The supporter or mentor, the glue, makes everyone else faster, sharper, better. The challenger breaks the rules, sees the gaps, asks the big what-ifs. Know your class. And here's the cheat code. Build your workflow around your natural playstyle. We're not talking about gold stars and corporate badge systems. We're talking actual design choices that make work fun for your brain. Try these. Swap your to-do list for quests. Give them names that feel like missions. Add a power-up ritual before deep work, like 5 minutes of music, breath work, or even shouting into the void. Use visual dashboards, mood meters, XP bars, time blocks with themes. Create a weekly boss battle, that one hard thing, and set up tools to help you beat it. Make your workflow a world you want to return to. Here's the truth most productivity gurus miss. Fun isn't the opposite of discipline, it's the gateway to it. Fun gives you dopamine, motivation, pattern recognition, resilience, focus that sticks. You don't need to suffer for your success. You need better game design. Work is a game. You can play by default rules, or you can redesign the system so you actually want to log in each day. If you're building a business right now, the game has changed, and that's good news. Because it means you don't need a business degree. You need pattern recognition. You don't need a 10-year plan. You need adaptability. You don't need to hustle harder. You need systems, strategy, and soul. We're not here to work harder for a system that doesn't serve us. We're here to glitch it, rebuild it, and grow something better. So, let's glitch the grind and let's play the game and build the business. Next up, how to design a personal operating system that works for you, based on energy, attention, and the way your brain actually works.
You're not broken. Your systems are. Let's start there. You don't need another top 5 hacks for getting more done. You need a personal operating system. A way to run your life, work, and ideas like a well-architected machine that just so happens to run on caffeine and chaotic brilliance. Most people struggle with productivity not because they lack discipline, but because they're using a system built for someone else's brain. Or worse, a system that was never designed at all. You might ask, what is a personal OS? Your personal OS is the set of routines, tools, environments, and beliefs that shape how you operate. It's how you handle inputs, prioritize tasks, manage energy, navigate chaos, and execute under pressure. The problem is, most people's OS is a Frankenstein monster of other people's habits, plus some guilt-based motivation sprinkled on top. We're here to change that. The first component of your personal OS is the input filters, aka stop the fire hose. If your brain feels like a browser with 42 tabs open, some of them screaming, it's time to install input filters. You don't need to consume everything. You need a way to control what comes in, when, and why. Try this. The 3-tier input system. Tier 1. Mission critical. Urgent, aligned, equals check daily. Tier 2. Thought fuel. Curated podcasts, newsletters, batch weekly. Tier 3. Background noise. TikToks, memes, equals controlled doses or scheduled scrolls. Bonus. Use an idea intake app like Notion, Tana, or even a voice memo log to offload sparks instantly without stopping your flow. The second component of your personal OS is the task processing layer, aka how stuff gets done. Most people confuse task collection with productivity. Dumping ideas into a notes app, that's not a system. It's digital hoarding. Let's install an actual task processing layer. 1. Capture. Write it once. Anywhere. 2. Clarify. What does it mean? Is it a task, a project, or a someday maybe? 3. Calendar or kill. Schedule it, or let it die with grace. Optional. Use categories that match your energy, not just deadlines. Deep brain, quick wins, collaborate, flow, creative, or any other categories that speak to you. This isn't just about getting more done. It's about doing the right thing with the right brain state. The third component is your energy operating zone. You don't have time management problems. You have energy allocation problems. Start mapping your day like a battery, not a calendar. When are you naturally sharpest? When do you crash? When do you crave novelty versus when do you need deep focus? Match your work to your wiring. Glitch tip: design energy zones with labels. Morning, deep logic, strategy, decisions. Midday, human sync, calls, social. Afternoon, creative chaos, writing, building. Evening, admin loop, email, wrap up. Then build buffers around each to protect your state. The fourth component is the weekly OS reset. Every system needs a reboot, so does your mind. End your week with a 3-part reset. 1. Review. What worked, what glitched, what's next? 2. Recalibrate. Update goals, shift priorities, celebrate small wins. 3. Refocus. Choose one thing that actually matters for next week. This is you as system architect, not running on vibes, running on vision. Now, let's talk bonus settings and decision shortcuts for a minute. Want to eliminate 40% of your daily decision fatigue? Build defaults and if-then rules. Default lunch? Done. Default response time? 24 hours unless urgent. If overwhelmed, then 10-minute walk plus reset playlist. If Monday, low energy, do one creative task plus skip afternoon meetings. Your OS should know what to do when you don't. That's the beauty of personal OS design. Your brain is powerful, but it's not infinite. Give it an environment, a system that supports its brilliance. Design a personal OS that feels less like a never-ending glitch loop and more like a smooth, optimized engine made just for you. Next up, we'll show you how to plug that OS into smart tools and AI support that scale your time without selling your soul. Let's build it.
Today, if you search AI tech stack, you'll either get a sales pitch or someone tossing buzzwords like confetti. But honestly, most of us don't need 100 tools or to memorize prompt engineering like it's the SATs. I'm here to break down the real-world AI stack I actually use as a creator, and how you can set up your own without feeling like a prompt monkey. Look, if you think AI is just a fancy chatbot that spits out blog posts, you're missing its actual superpower. Think of AI as your second brain, a thought partner, a system builder, and honestly, a logic layer to everything you do. It's not about how do I get ChatGPT to write my newsletter. It's how do I build a flow so my ideas become content without burning out. That's the energy. So let's break it down. Here's my 5-layer AI stack, modular and simple. Each layer does exactly what you need. Nothing more, nothing less. Layer 1, capture and clarify. My go-to is Notion AI. It's where all the brain dumps, late-night ideas, and messy meeting notes land. But it doesn't just store thoughts, it helps you shape them. Let's say I record a quick voice memo. Notion turns it into a bulleted framework. Midnight ramblings, categorized and summarized. Your brain says, ugh. Notion says, no problem. I've got this. Here's a quick demo.
Hello, and welcome to our course that's all about getting started with Notion AI. Whether you're using it for the first time or looking for new tips and tricks, you're in the right place. My name is Johnny, and I'm on the marketing team at Notion. I've been working with AI for the past few years, learning how and where it's most helpful in daily work. These days, it feels like AI comes up in so many conversations. And while 87% of executives agree that humans who use AI will have an edge in the workforce, most teams admit they don't feel like they're using it to its full potential. So after years of AI hype, if you're still wondering how to make it genuinely helpful in your day-to-day work, stay tuned. In this course, we'll get to know Notion AI, what it's great at, what it's not so great at, when to use it, and when not to. We'll cover its superpowers, like helping you find answers, writing like a pro, and automating common tasks. We'll end by exploring how you can help facilitate better AI use on your team for a more productive organization overall. Our goal is to go beyond quick tips to help you gain a deep understanding of this powerful technology. So, before we get into all that, what is Notion AI? At its core, Notion AI brings together the capabilities of today's leading AI tools. It can chat, write, search, edit, analyze, and more, serving as your helpful assistant to support your work whenever and wherever you need it. Our AI tool is powered by the latest versions of popular large language models, so you can ask it about anything in the world. But unlike those AI tools, it knows you and your work. Notion AI can tap into knowledge in your workspace and in other apps you use at work, making it a much smarter alternative to your average text generation tool or chatbot. And since it knows you, it can answer all of your work questions too, like whether I remember to tell my manager I'd be filming this today. Also, don't worry. By default, Notion and its AI providers do not use your personal data to train their models. Plus, when you ask a question, your answers only include information you already have access to. Soon, we'll get into examples of when and where to use AI to find information, write and edit docs, and so much more. But first, I wanted to ground us in some guiding principles. At Notion, we hold the belief that AI is a tool used to augment human intellect, not replace it. With that in mind, there are broad categories where AI outputs can stand alone and sometimes where they shouldn't. One framework we love explains AI usefulness with just 2 questions. How certain am I that AI can produce a high-quality response to this prompt? And how high is the risk if it doesn't? By answering these 2 questions, you can decide how to use AI. When the certainty is high and the risk is low, like summarizing a document, AI is a great option to help move your work forward with little to no human intervention. On the other hand, when the certainty is low and the risk is high, like making decisions, AI is better used as a thought partner to help you look at problems from lots of different angles. One last thing before we move on. How do you actually access Notion AI? Like all the best assistants, Notion AI is right where you need it, integrated into your workflow. When you're writing on a new line, just click space to pull it up. Similarly, if you're stuck on a word or sentence, you'll find the AI face in the formatting toolbar, ready to help. For meatier questions and research, access Notion AI in the bottom right-hand corner of any page, or open it into its own full-page experience. If you're ever on mobile, the face icon will get you quick answers to questions on the go. All right, that's enough for now. Hopefully you have a better understanding of what Notion AI is and how it works. In the lessons that follow, we'll get to know its capabilities at a deeper level so that you can become the AI pro you want to be. See you soon.
Layer 2, expand and ideate. Here's where I bounce ideas off Claude, ChatGPT, or Perplexity. Use these tools to think in dialogue and see blind spots faster. Need 5 metaphors for a headline? Done. Want objections your audience might have? AI's already thinking them through. This is creative dialogue at the speed of thought. Prompt smarter, yeah, but also let it surprise you. Layer 3, build and automate. Mind Studio is a great go-to for this. No code, just drag, drop, and suddenly you're building custom chatbots, decision trees, or digital assistants trained on your brand voice. You move from user to builder, creating tools others actually want access to. Here's a quick clip on how to do just that.
So I'm going to go ahead and click on these three dots, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. When I duplicate it, I now get a project that is exactly like the AI agent that we just used. However, this is its own independent project. And all we need to do in order to make this new AI agent is modify the prompt here. So instead of saying, tell me everything I need to know about the content on this web page, we can actually have it analyze a Twitter conversation. Now I can expand this, and from here, I can actually get AI to generate this prompt for us, and it can give much more detail than I'm able to give in just a couple of sentences. So let's go ahead and click the generate button, and then we can say, analyze a Twitter conversation. And when we click on the generate button, it takes a few seconds, but you'll see that we actually get a much more detailed prompt. So once the prompt is finished, you'll see that we have a bunch of bullet points. It kind of outlines how the conversation should be analyzed. You could see review the main tweet, map the conversation structure, document engagement patterns, and all of these bullets. And that is now available. If I close out this tab, you can see that that is now our prompt. Now what we need to do here is we are going to provide it with the page content once again, because it doesn't have that context yet. So you want to make sure that you are using that page content. And now we can change the name, and we could call it analyze X thread. There we go. And we can go ahead and publish it. And now let's go ahead and go to X. So we could see here, I'm going to go ahead and pin this to my extension. And if I go to x.com, I may be able to find, here's this conversation from Katy Perry, and I can click on Analyze X thread, and it's going to analyze the whole conversation. So you can see here that it gives you the main tweet, the conversation structure, engagement patterns, all sorts of patterns. So now that we have built this X thread analyzer, let's go ahead and we will build another one. Let's go ahead and we'll make another copy. And in this case, I'm going to have it be a financial analyst. Maybe I want it to analyze financial documents. So let me go ahead and I will open this back up. So now I have the copy that I'm working in. I'll open this back up. I'll click on generate again, and I can say analyze this financial document. Give me a fundamental analysis. And I can click on generate.
Imagine building a client intake bot that sounds like you, or a digital social content assistant trained on your own brand style. That's power. Layer 4, communicate and respond. If you've typed the same reply 12 times this week, it's time for magical. Keyboard shortcuts become full, personalized responses. Gmail, LinkedIn, Notion, proposal templates, you name it. Magical works with it. Watch Magical in action in the following quick demo.
So it's recognizing Nick, and Snowflake is the company. I can click on that and fill this out really quickly. I can go to the next profile and do the same thing. So // click outreach, and it's showing the first name and company name here. And I can quickly go through these one by one. This will also work if you're in Gmail and you open up a new message here, hit // and it'll start to look at the different people or tabs that I have open and bring this information into my message. So how is this working? So what it's doing is looking at the LinkedIn page and then recognizing the labeled information on this page. So if I open up the magical panel, go to the transfers tab, I'll be able to see all the labeled information on this page. So company name, full name, first name, follower account. I can also add more of these labels just by clicking add, and then hover over different information on this page and give it a label. So this one would be university. Click save, and this will save across all LinkedIn profiles, so you only have to really do this once. With Magical AI, you can also have us generate a message template for you. If you open up the Create button, give your message a trigger, and then you can use AI to actually generate the template for you. There's a few other areas of the product where you can use AI. So let's head on over to my Gmail and open up a message or an email that I've gotten. What you'll notice here is that there are these quick reply buttons. These will help you automatically generate a quick reply, either in a positive message, a negative message, or a decline, or something custom. So this automatically generated a template for me that I can just send and reply to. This also works on LinkedIn InMail. If you get a lot of messages like myself, you can quickly use these quick replies at the bottom of your InMails to generate either a decline or a positive note back to the recipient that sent you this. If you did want to do something more custom, you can also type // and click Write with AI, and then prompt AI to generate a message for you. So write a sales outreach message about bananas. And this will generate a message based on your prompt. So now that I've reached out to all of these people on LinkedIn, I want to track them in a Google spreadsheet. Normally, I would copy and paste all of their information and their URLs into a Google spreadsheet, but you can do this really easily using Magical. Just open up the Magical panel, click on the Transfers tab, and then click the Transfers To button. Then you'll be able to transfer all of this information to either a new spreadsheet or to an existing spreadsheet. I'll click on a new spreadsheet. It's going to ask if I want to move just this profile or all the profiles that I have open in this window. I'll click on all tabs, and if you just give it a sec, Magical will move all of the information from LinkedIn into this spreadsheet in just a couple clicks.
You save hours, but more importantly, you reclaim mental bandwidth, and all without sounding like a robot. Layer 5, Present and Publish. Gamma, Ideogram, and Opus Clip are my final trio. Gamma builds decks in minutes, no more sweating over PowerPoint layouts, just like the following demo.
Discover the universe of Gamma, where your ideas are brought to life in the most visually stunning way imaginable. Gamma isn't just a tool, it's a new medium for presenting ideas, designed to be more visual than a document, more collaborative than a slide deck, and more interactive than a video. Let's dive into the 3 main ways you can bring your ideas to life with Gamma: generating with AI, paste in text, and importing files. Let's take a look. Generate with AI. If you're starting without any pre-existing content, the Generate with AI feature is your go-to option. From the Gamma dashboard, click Create with AI and then Generate. This method is ideal for crafting a document or presentation from the ground up. Simply enter a topic or the type of document you wish to create, and Gamma will provide a suggested outline. You can then adjust this outline, choose the amount of text for each section, and select a theme from Gamma's range of stylish options. After tailoring your choices, click Generate and watch as Gamma's AI makes a comprehensive and polished document or presentation. Paste in text. For those who already have some content, paste in text is a fantastic way to bring it to life. Access this feature by selecting Create with AI from the Gamma dashboard and choosing Paste in text. Here, you can add your existing notes, outlines, or any content, then decide whether you're creating a presentation, document, or web page. Let's pick presentation for our example. In the prompt editor, configure your presentation by setting the amount of text per card, tone, audience, language, and theme. Opt for AI assistance to manage the content or manually adjust for more personalized control. click Generate to see Gamma transform your input into a visually stunning interactive presentation. Import a file. Gamma also excels in enhancing existing documents. From the dashboard, select Create with AI and then Import a file. This feature allows you to import from Google Drive or upload a local file, like a PowerPoint or Word document. This is perfect for converting a basic document into a professional, engaging presentation. After importing, all the familiar customization tools are at your disposal. Click Generate to upgrade your document into an interactive, visually compelling presentation that's ready for online sharing and display on any device. Gamma redefines content creation, offering a platform that turns your ideas into beautiful, engaging content, with none of the formatting and design work usually required. Whether you're starting from scratch, working with some existing content, or revamping old documents, Gamma provides a seamless, innovative approach to bring your ideas to life. Start for free at gamma.app and open the door to a new universe of creative potential.
Ideogram cooks up visuals, including readable text, as shown in the following quick clip.
Ideogram is great for designers looking for a quick and efficient way to create designs or gather inspiration. To get started and spark some ideas, you can use the search feature to find the type of image you want to create. There's already plenty available here. In this case, I'll create an ad for a fictional citrus drink called Citra Vibe. If you click on an image, it provides prompts used for that image, which you can revise to fit what you're going for. You can also upload your own images and use Ideogram's Describe feature to generate descriptions that you can adjust as needed. If you're struggling to come up with a prompt, try entering a basic one and then enable the magic prompt feature. This will enhance your prompt by adding more content, details, ambience, and stylistic elements. Here's an example of a simple prompt I used, followed by what the magic prompt provided, which led to the creation of this image. You can select from pre-made color palettes or create your own custom palette to influence the final image. Let's go with fresh since that's the vibe we're going for. After clicking generate, Ideogram produces several options to choose from. I like this one, but there's an issue with the text. To fix it, I use the edit option. Draw over the problematic area with a matching color, and then run into the remix feature. By setting the image influence to a high level, it retains most of the original design while blending the edit seamlessly. Problem solved. You also have different styles to choose from. Here are some examples. Once you're satisfied with your image, you can upscale it for a higher resolution and a cleaner look. And this is the final result.
And Opus Clip slices long videos into shorts while I warm up my coffee, like you see in the following demo.
Things so you can get the most out of every project you run. The very first thing you want to do is when you log into your Opus Clip account, you want to go to the Clip Anything area. From there, you want to drop in a link to whatever video it is that you're wanting to clip. In this case, I'm going to use a video from YouTube. Now, I'm not going to hit the Get Clips in One Click button yet because I want to go in and I want to make some adjustments to this so that I can tell it exactly what I want it to find. For that, I'm going to scroll down the page. What you want to do is you want to come down to the AI clipping area. In this area here, you're going to see Clip Length. What this does is this allows you to select the length of your clips. So let's say, for example, you have an hour-long live stream and you want to have 10 to 15-minute videos, then you click on that and it's going to add that to the options. Now, as a part of that, let's say that you also want to make some longer YouTube shorts. Well, in that case, you can go ahead and click that one as well, and then it's going to look for options for both for you. In this case, I'm just going to focus on the 3-minute shorts since that is a newer feature at the time of this recording. Next, you want to choose your genre. Now, with this, you can let AI detect it, but if you know that it's a certain type of content, in that case, you might want to check it yourself just to give it a little bit more context so it makes sure to look for the right things. In this case, because I make informative and educational content, that's my choice. Now, if you look over here to the right, you're going to see a little gear icon. Now, if we click on that, you have options in here in terms of things that it can actually look for. You can turn any of these on or off based on what your preference is and what it is that you're trying to extract from the content. But once your choice is selected, just hit save. Personally, I like to leave all of those options on because it helps it find things that maybe I wouldn't have thought about, or if I would have turned one of those options off, then maybe it wouldn't have pulled those clips, but they turn out to be really good. Next, we have the prompting area. Now, this is the area where you give it the command to find very specific parts of your video. For this example, I'm going to use compile the clips where we talk about getting subscribers. And just in case you are not comfortable yet with prompting, we do have a little guide that you can click on right here at any time that will bring you up to speed on exactly how to prompt. But once you have that part filled out, the next thing that you want to do is you want to come down to the processing time frame. Now, a little tip for you is if you do have some type of intro or places in your live stream or video where you're not giving the actual content yet, you can save credits by moving the processing time frame to the areas of the content where the content actually starts. Same goes for the end of the video or the live stream, where you can move it back if you have a bunch of additional things that you add at the end of your video that are not actual content. Making these adjustments will save you credits, and if you are clipping longer content, it will help speed up the processing as well. Once you have the processing time frame set to your liking, next we can come down to the templates. So here I have a template set up for a specific YouTube channel. I'm going to click on that and just choose my template. And if you don't have any template set up for your brand, you can actually set this up in the branding area of your Opus account. There's also the option to choose a quick preset to where you can choose from pre-made presets that you can use for the branding. Once you've made your choice in this area, you're ready to clip anything. All you have to do is go up to Get Clips in One Click and hit that button. From there, Clip Anything is going to do its thing. And once it is finished processing your content, it will send you an email to let you know it's finished. Happy clipping.
Ideas go from rough to ready to share with impact. Now, zoom out. The old way? Ideas scattered everywhere, content rewritten 5 times, and you're still switching tabs, wondering where Tuesday went, hoping things look halfway decent enough to share. The new way? One flow. Idea captured, clarified, and expanded with ChatGPT, Claude, or Perplexity. Responses automated by the chatbot built in Mind Studio, shared via Deck Build in minutes by Gamma. Delivered with your voice through auto replies via Magical. In other words, idea captured, clarified, expanded, automated, shared, and delivered. Minimal friction, maximum creativity. Let's recap. Your AI support team. Notion or Mem for capture. Claude for expanding. Mind Studio to build smart. Magical to reply faster. Gamma, Ideogram, and Opus to deliver with style. You don't need to learn every AI tool under the sun. You just need the right stack, working together, supporting the way you think. Let the tech handle the repetition so you can focus on creation, direction, and the kind of work that lights you up. Next up, I'll show you how to use this stack to build momentum without building a monster overhead business. Let's get it.
All right, real talk. Is your launch strategy basically throwing spaghetti at the wall and praying something sticks? Are you convinced that if you just work a little harder, post a little more, or shout a little louder, the internet will magically rain down clients? Honey, we've been there, and let me tell you, that path leads straight to Burnoutville. Population, you. Too many brilliant entrepreneurs are crafting offers so convoluted, so jam-packed with value. The potential customers need a PhD and a decoder ring just to figure out what the heck they're buying. It's time to stop the madness. The truth is, a successful launch has almost nothing to do with how many hours you clock or how loud you scream into the digital void. It's not about adding more bells, more whistles, or more sleepless nights to your schedule. The most magnetic, irresistible offers aren't complicated. They're crystal clear. They don't overwhelm, they clarify. The secret isn't working harder, it's working smarter. It's about having a rock-solid strategy and a blueprint that does the heavy lifting for you so you can show up with energy, joy, and the confidence that comes from knowing you have something truly amazing to share. So what if I told you that you could launch something that practically sells itself? An offer so clear, so compelling, and so perfectly aligned with your dream customer that they feel like you're reading their mind. This isn't some woo-woo fantasy. It's about strategic simplicity. It's about ditching the feature-stuffing frenzy and focusing on what truly matters, solving a real problem with a clear promise. We're going to trade that frantic hustle for a calm, repeatable system that honors both your brilliance and your well-being. Forget the launch formulas that feel like you're trying to assemble IKEA furniture in the dark. The overwhelm you're feeling isn't a personal failing, it's a blueprint problem. You've been given a messy, complicated map, and it's no wonder you feel lost. We're about to toss that old map in the recycling bin and draw a new one. A simpler one. One that leads directly to a business and a life you love. Are you ready? Because this is where the fun begins. If your offer is a confusing mess, your launch will be a confusing mess. It's that simple. The key to creating something people are desperate to buy is clarity, and the fastest way to get there is with our 1-1-1 framework. This means your offer focuses on one problem, makes one promise, and provides one path to get there. Think about it. When you have a splitting headache, you don't want a 12-step wellness protocol. You want one pill that promises to make the pain go away. That's the kind of clarity your customers are craving. Let's look at some real-world examples. A fitness coach could try to sell a holistic lifestyle transformation with mindset coaching, nutrition plans, and 15 types of workouts. It sounds impressive, but it's confusing. A much stronger offer: I help new moms lose the baby weight without giving up carbs. See? One problem, one promise, and it implies one path, her specific method, or a business coach. Instead of I help you scale your business, try I help service providers land their first $10,000 client in 90 days. It's specific, tangible, and instantly understandable. This is the critical leap from treating your offer like a job to building a repeatable system. When you have a job, you do custom work for every single client, reinventing the wheel every time. It's exhausting and completely unscalable. But when you have a system, a productized service, you have a signature process. You've defined the problem, you know the path, and you can deliver the promised result consistently. This is how you stop trading all your time for money and start building a real, sustainable business asset. Productizing your genius doesn't make you a robot. It makes you a master. It frees up your mental energy so you can stop worrying about the how for every new client and focus on delivering an incredible, world-class experience. Your 1-1-1 offer becomes your signature recipe. You've tested the ingredients, you've perfected the steps, and you know it creates a delicious result every single time. This repeatability is the foundation of a smart, scalable, and seriously successful business. To make this even more tangible, let's think about your offer like you're building a house. Not just any house, but a state-of-the-art smart home. One that's designed with intention, works flawlessly, and makes life better for the person living inside. The architecture of your offer has 4 essential layers, and just like a house, they all need to be strong and work together. Get these right, and you'll have an asset that stands the test of time, attracting the right people effortlessly. The first layer is the outcome. This is the foundation of your house. It's the single most important result your client will get. What is the dream come true transformation you are promising? For our fitness coach, it's fitting back into your pre-pregnancy jeans. For our business coach, it's holding a $10,000 check from your dream client. This isn't about the features or the modules, it's the emotional, tangible destination. Everything else you build rests on the strength and clarity of this foundation. Next up are the walls and the roof, your delivery vehicle. This is how you deliver the outcome. Is it a 12-week group coaching program, a self-paced digital course, a weekend mastermind retreat? This structure gives your offer shape and form. It's the container that holds the transformation. The key here is to choose a vehicle that best serves the outcome and fits your ideal lifestyle. Don't just default to one-on-one coaching if what you really want is the freedom of a scalable course. Then we install the smart technology. This is your leverage. These are the elements that allow you to serve more people without cloning yourself. Leverage includes things like pre-recorded video lessons, workbooks, templates, a community forum, or group coaching calls. These are the repeatable assets that deliver value 24/7, allowing you to break free from the time for money trap. This is what turns your coaching job into a scalable business system, creating space and freedom in your schedule. Finally, we have flow, which is like the home's plumbing and electrical systems. This is all about the client's journey, how they find you, how they buy from you, and how they are onboarded. It's the seamless, automated, and human-centered process that guides them from stranger to ecstatic customer. Good flow makes the entire experience feel easy, professional, and delightful. It's the invisible magic that makes your smart home feel like a dream to live in. Now let's talk about that flow layer, because this is where so many entrepreneurs get stuck in manual quicksand. The goal of automation is not to turn you into a cold, heartless robot. It's the exact opposite. The goal is to protect your precious time and energy so you can pour your humanity where it matters most. By automating the repetitive, low-impact tasks, you free yourself up to create personal, high-touch moments that make your clients feel seen, supported, and cared for. First, let's look at your lead flow. Instead of manually answering the same 5 questions in your DMs all day, create a simple, automated email sequence. When someone downloads your free guide, they can automatically receive a series of emails that build trust, answer common questions, and gently guide them toward your offer. You write it once, and it works for you forever. This isn't impersonal. It's smart. It ensures everyone gets the information they need, consistently and helpfully. Next, think about your onboarding process. Once someone signs up, what happens? Are you scrambling to manually send a welcome email, a contract, and an invoice? Automate it. Use tools to create a seamless workflow. Payment triggers the contract. The signed contract triggers the welcome packet, and the welcome packet triggers access to the course portal. This makes you look incredibly professional and ensures your new client has an amazing, stress-free first impression while you're out living your life. Finally, let's talk content. Stop creating everything from scratch. Your best content can and should be reused and repurposed. That amazing live training you did? Turn the key points into a blog post, the audio into a podcast episode, and the best quotes into social media graphics. Create a content library of your greatest hits that you can draw from. Automate the scheduling of this content so you have a consistent presence without the daily grind. This is how you stay top of mind without burning out. At the end of the day, automation isn't about replacing you. It's about protecting your energy and delivering a consistently great experience. Here's some areas to automate and how to keep it human. For customer lead flow, check out ConvertKit or Beehive. For newsletters with personality and easy creation of subscription opt-in forms like in the following demo.
With subscribe forms, you can collect email addresses, names, phone numbers, preferences, and more on any web page and have the information automatically synced to your Beehive account, all with full visibility of who subscribed and exactly where each subscriber came from, whether it's from your homepage, lead magnets, or specific landing pages. Let's get straight into it. To get started, log into your Beehive account and go to Audience and Subscribe Forms. From here, click on Create New Form, and you'll be redirected to the Subscribe Form editor. Here, you'll be able to customize every aspect of your subscribe form, including the text, fonts, colors, size, and background. On this page, you'll see 3 different tabs: Content, Styling, and Settings. On the Content tab, you'll be able to customize what actually shows up on the subscribe form embed. For example, here you can change or toggle on and off the title and subtitle that shows up on the subscribe form embed. Any changes you make on the right-hand side will instantly be reflected in the preview on the left-hand side. Additionally, you can customize what fields show up in your subscribe form. By default, there will be a field to collect email addresses, but you can also add custom fields for things such as names, preferences, and phone numbers. To add a new field, click on the Add Field button, and here you can choose from an existing custom field or click on Create New Custom Field to create a new one. In this example, we'll create a new custom field for phone number and then choose the data type. In this case, the information we're collecting is a number, so we'll select number as the data type. Now, if you're collecting a generic text response, you can select text, and if you're collecting a specific date, like a birthday or a date for an event, you can select date or date and time. And finally, if you're collecting a response that requires users to pick from a list of more than one option, you can select the true/false option or the list option. Once you're done creating a custom field, click Save. Now you can choose how this custom field will appear on your subscribe form. For example, you can change the label and placeholder text that appears above and in the specific form field. And lastly, you can set a condition that makes the specific field required or not when a user is filling out the form. Now in the Styling tab, you can customize the look and appearance of your subscribe form. Here you can change the background, header, and form design. The background of the subscribe form is the container the subscribe form is placed in. The header is your subscribe form's title and subtitle, and the form contains embeds fields, buttons, and terms. For each of these elements, you'll be able to change their styles, which includes their colors and fonts, but also their borders, heights, width, alignment, padding, and corner radius. Now finally, in the Settings tab, you'll be able to customize the post-submission experience and what users will see after they submit the subscribe form. By default, users will see a success message after submitting your form, but you'll also have the option to redirect them to an external site of your choice and toggle on double opt-in. Now when you're done, simply hit Save Changes in the top right corner, then click on Get Embed Code and copy the embed code. Now you can use this embed code and insert it on your website. Now when a visitor submits their email, if you have any additional fields, their answers to those fields will be shown in their subscriber profile. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to check out the other tutorials on our YouTube channel.
Following demo. When a customer subscribes for your newsletter, such as shown in that demo, your lead flow could look something like trigger, lead magnet, sends the welcome sequence, then into a value-packed intro. Tip, write these like a conversation. Imagine the real person reading it, not a subscriber, for checkout and delivery. Rather than relying on the built-in web host or vanilla shopping cart tools, check out ThriveCart for some new ideas on customer sales flow. Either way though, whether using your web host standard process or a specialized site tool like ThriveCart, set up smart thank you pages that guide the next step. Automate email delivery, onboarding instructions, personalized bumps, and bonus unlocks. For onboarding and offboarding at BreakGrid, we rely on Notion plus Zapier for an excellent low-cost, high-benefit solution. One such workflow we have in action is triggered during the purchase process. A new purchase triggers various customized auto emails, then an onboard form. Then our system sets up a personalized dashboard or resource stack, depending on set variables captured at time of sale. It's fabulous and saves us days of manual work. Want to know how to set your own Zap to level up your customer email game? Check out the following demo from Zapier.
Ever hit the limits of basic Zaps? It's time to level up. Unlock advanced automation using multi-step Zaps in Zapier and build smarter, scalable systems. In this video, we'll use tools like Formatter, Pass, and Loops to create a workflow that qualifies leads, personalizes emails, and logs everything in a lead tracker. First, we'll create a lead capture form using Zapier interfaces. You can build this from scratch, but to save time, you can also use one of Zapier's pre-built templates. Click on the orange globe icon on the right to open the Discover page. Under Use Cases, select Lead Management and choose the lead capture template. Once the template loads, head over to the Pages tab and click on the Contact Us page. Here, you can add, remove, or edit form fields based on the information that you want from our leads. For this app, we'll need two things: a notes field where the lead lists the services that they're interested in, and a budget field to help us qualify the lead. To make sure leads fill out the notes field correctly, click on it and add instructions in the help text, like please list the services you're interested in, separated by commas. Great, from there, let's start our Zap. Our Zap will start when someone submits a lead through Zapier interfaces. So we'll need to set up Zapier interfaces as our trigger. Click on the Create button to start your Zap. Next, select the trigger button and then type in interfaces before selecting it on the dropdown. After that, select Form Submission Created on the dropdown and head over to the Configure tab so you can choose your lead capture form you had created in the previous step. Last, test your step to make sure everything's working. Great! Once the form is submitted, we store that information in a Zapier table. A Zapier table is like a database tool inside Zapier where you can store and manage information for your automation. Type in Zapier tables into the search bar and select it on the drop-down menu. Next, select Create Record as your action event. From there, you'll want to select your Trigger Apps data and add it into the Action Apps fields. You can also use text to customize your Zap even further. Awesome! Next, we'll want to clean up the data using Formatter by Zapier. The Zapier Formatter tool lets you change or format data, like turning dates into a different format or splitting up text, so it works better in your automation and looks clean and consistent. Select the plus button on the bottom of the screen and then type in Formatter before selecting it on the drop-down menu. We'll want to capitalize our text in this case, so we'll select Text on the drop-down and then click Continue. From there, select Capitalize, click Continue one more time, and then test your step. Sweet! Let's set up our Path tool next to see if our lead qualifies. The Path tool in Zapier lets you create different outcomes in your automation depending on the data, like sending one email if someone says yes and a different email if someone says no. In this case, if the budget is over $5,000, they're considered qualified, and we'll move them into a personalized email flow. If it's lower, we still follow up, but with a simpler message. Great. Let's start with our clients that have a budget over $5,000. Click the plus button and type in Pass into the search bar before selecting on the drop-down menu. From there, we'll want to select our budget fields to only continue if that number is greater than 5,000. Test the step, and we can move on to our next action. For qualified leads, we can loop through the services they're selecting by using Looping by Zapier. This breaks the selections into individual steps, so we can highlight each one individually in the email. If someone picked branding, video, or web design, we can create a line for each that says it's a featured service, personalizing the response. To do this, select Looping by Zapier from the dropdown and choose Create Loop from Text. Under Values, map the Notes field where your leads listed their services and select the text delimiter to a comma. After you continue and test the step, each loop iteration will now process one service at a time, letting us tailor our messaging around exactly what they had picked. Awesome. We'll then want to send our client an email mentioning the service that they used. To do this, click the plus button and then type in Gmail and select it on the dropdown. From there, we can select Send Email and log into our account. The first time we set up Gmail, we'll need to connect it with Zapier. A link will pop up for you to log into your email account. And don't worry, Zapier will only perform the actions you tell it to in a given zap. Once we're logged in, we can click Continue and then set up our email. For the email title, I'll select Loop Iteration to grab the current keyword and then add the words Offerings so each subject line matches the services we're highlighting. Once I've done that, I can continue to fill out my Action Apps fields as I see fit. Great, let's do the other path side. For anyone with a budget below $5,000, I'm going to send an email to them telling them our low budget services. Under Path B's path, select Gmail on the drop-down menu one more time. Next, select Send Email, log into your account again, and then you can fill out the Trigger Apps data into the Action Apps fields. Awesome, we're all set up. Make sure you test the step and the zap is ready to publish. And that's a wrap. You've just built a multi-step zap that can capture leads, filter them, loop them through their responses, and send custom emails.
From Zapier. For content repurposing, check out Descript or repurpose.io. We also talked about Gamma and Opus Clip earlier, which are great tools for this area. One long form can easily generate 10 short assets. Batch create clips, quotes, and reels once, then let your stack do the rest. You don't need soulless funnels. You need thoughtful systems that honor your energy and elevate your offer. Let automation do what it's great at. Repetition, creation within context. You, stay focused on what you're great at: connection, clarity, and creative flow. So let's review. One problem, one promise, one path. Structure for leverage, not exhaustion. Blend assets plus access for scale. Automate with soul. Serve smarter, not smaller. And if you've ever felt like launching was too much, you weren't doing it wrong. You were just trying to build and then run a custom engine with no blueprint. Now you've got one. Up next, we'll show you how to build sustainable momentum and how to grow with systems that evolve as you do. Let's go.
So you've launched Smart. You've got your offer, your tools, your automation stack. But here's the thing most people miss. Your systems have to evolve as you do. Because the only thing worse than no system is one that no longer fits. There comes a moment in every builder's journey where the systems that once felt sleek start to feel sticky. Things slow down. The flow stutters. And suddenly, the automation you once loved is the reason you're grumbling at 2 a.m. That's not failure. That's drift. It means you've evolved, but your system didn't come with you. The smartest systems aren't static. They bend and flex with the rhythm of your work. So, how do you build a system that actually stretches with you? Start with your anchors, the parts that don't change, like your core promise or the way you serve. Then, add flex points, content, workflows, or delivery pieces that are modular and easy to remix. And finally, listen for signals. They'll whisper when something's no longer working. A drop in energy, more questions, or too many one-off fixes. The key isn't perfection. It's about building systems that are easy to update. Think modular, flexible, remixable, responsive. You don't want a workflow that feels like glass. You want one that feels like Lego. Your business, like your brain, runs in versions, not in a straight line, but in iterative upgrades. V1.0 is usually all duct tape and dopamine, scrappy, manual, all you. Then you level up. V2.0 is smarter. You streamline, batch, templatize, you buy back time. Eventually, you hit V3.0, where systems run with or without you. Delegation kicks in. Documentation lives somewhere that isn't your head. You start seeing yourself not just as the creator, but as the architect. The trick is to not skip steps, build with foresight, think in versions, and expect evolution. Here's a glitch-proofing prompt I ask myself often. What would break if I doubled tomorrow? Twice the clients, twice the attention, twice the chaos. Whatever creaks, crumbles, or cries for help, that's where your system needs reinforcement. Because growth isn't always slow. Sometimes it surges, and smart systems should stretch, not snap. In summary, systems should stretch with you. Plan for edits, not perfection. Use your offer as the anchor. Version your business like software, and protect capacity, not just revenue. What you're building now, it's not just for this moment. You don't need a million systems. You need a few smart ones, designed to evolve alongside your vision. Because your business isn't a machine, it's an ecosystem. It's the foundation for who you're becoming next. So build with space, build with versioning in mind. The systems that scale aren't the ones with the most automations. They're the ones designed to grow with you. And that kind of growth starts with mindset.
The world is moving faster than most of us were taught to handle. We automate, optimize, analyze. But somewhere between the downloads and dashboards, we've started asking the wrong question. Instead of asking, what's the next hack? We should be asking, what actually lasts? Because the future doesn't belong to the busiest or the loudest. It belongs to those who can adapt without losing themselves. The ones who build systems that breathe, offers that evolve, ideas that stretch without snapping, and the mindset that makes all of it sustainable. That's what industry is really needing new founders to build next. Let's talk about the myth of certainty. We've been sold a fantasy, the right job, the right steps, the 5-year plan that looks good on a slide. But the world isn't linear anymore. And business, real business, isn't built on scripts. It's built on sensing. Certainty is a trap that keeps you chasing formulas. The proven business model, the 10-step blueprint to success. But the truth is, the blueprint you were handed was probably outdated before you started. And clinging to it keeps you stuck in systems that no longer serve you. The future belongs to those who can move with the questions, those who build and deliver in real time, who ship messy drafts, and know how to listen for the signal inside the noise. It belongs to those who aren't afraid to ask, what am I assuming has to stay true? And then dare to change the rules. The most future-proof founders aren't the ones with the perfect funnel. They're the ones who treat every launch like a lab. They build while learning. They ship, reflect, refine. In other words, the most resilient founders don't launch to impress. They launch to learn. They know that every product is a prototype, that every audience has something to teach you. And that clarity doesn't come before action, it comes from action itself. They're not afraid of beta versions because they understand you don't become ready by waiting for perfect. You become by building. So yes, start before you're ready. Yes, put out the version that makes you a little nervous because feedback beats fantasy. Always. Virality is fleeting. Resilience is sustainable. Anyone can go viral once, but can you keep showing up after the dopamine crash? The algorithm wants you reactive, burned out, tied to a trend cycle you didn't ask to join. Can you build systems that support your energy as much as your offer? This is what the algorithm doesn't show you. The content batching behind the scenes, the calendar that protects your creativity, the client boundaries that make you a better leader. The future-proof mindset isn't just about scale, it's about capacity, how you protect it, how you rebuild it, how you treat it as the asset it is. So, want to be that future-proof creator? Build resilience, automate for space, design offers with soul, and surround yourself with systems that protect your energy, not drain it. This isn't about working harder, it's about building foundations that let you keep showing up, confident, ready, and able. Here's a bit of glitch wisdom for you. Friction isn't failure, and it's time to glitch the game. Historically, we call it a glitch when something doesn't work like it's supposed to. But maybe the glitch is where the magic lives. Maybe the moment things go off script is when real innovation sneaks in. You're not broken, you're updating, you're not behind, you're mid-upgrade. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's wrong. Sometimes friction is just the next version booting up in the background and giving you a bit of early feedback. Give it time, give it space, trust the signal beneath the noise, because the mess you're trying to fix might be your genius, just out of alignment. So if things are shifting, if your old tools don't fit, if you feel like you're glitching more than growing, good. That means you're not stuck, you're evolving. You don't need to predict the future. You just need to stay aligned with your own. Build with clarity, lead with curiosity, design with stretch. Meaning, when you design your systems, do so for version U.3.0, even if you're still in version 1.2. And when the path glitches, keep building anyway. Because growth isn't a perfect staircase, it's a system, a rhythm, a story you shape one smart move at a time. If this resonated, this is just the beginning. Subscribe, follow, and join the experiments at breakgrid.com. And wherever you're building from, just know, you're not too late, you're right on time. And the future? Yeah, you're ready for it. Let's glitch, let's grow, let's get it.